Woman sees him pretending to hold back, decides to add oil to the fire, dressing cool, with big white legs. The old man can't take it anymore. He thinks the two are in love, and the love is about to spark. Woman is playing hard to get away. This makes the old man's scalp numb. It turns on and off. What the hell are you doing? The woman is not his girlfriend. It's the caregiver he just hires. The old man is old and weak, not interested in finding a partner. He actually can only live for half year. Because of cancer. His terms of employment for caregiver are, the other party should take good care of him. After he dies, all belongings will go to the caregiver. Gold diggers are probably all eager to try. But it's not easy. Not only does she stay up for 24 hours, also give him a bath twice a day. What's worse is when he is unhappy. If you breathe, you will be fired. But the caregiver has no complaint, sticks to her job, treats the old man like father. Ironically, he can't help but split hairs about her. When the dish is a little salty, he throws bowls. At night, the caregiver watches the old man sleep. She dozes off and gets woken up by cold water. But even so, the caregiver will have no negative energy. Instead, takes better care of the old man. Is the old man her real father? No, of course not. She just wants the old man to fall in love with her, pretending to be a white rabbit. The stone-hearted old man starts to feel sympathetic. And that's not all. She'll be at his classmate reunion. Give him medicine thoughtfully. Do superficial work properly. His classmates just raves about her. This makes the old man happy. The caregiver has another talent show. Sing a good song. Cut a slowly flowing time, a period of old time. Play a little lotus with light fragrance. Light lotus hears me play and sing. Her singing completely crushes the old man, because the song was sung by his beloved wife. What an old-fashioned version of stand-up show. On the way home, the old man's heart is restless. He takes the caregiver's hand which holds steering wheel. The caregiver doesn't resist, because it falls in her hands. Let the old man fall into a bad trap step by step. The old man stays up late, listening to the caregiver's bath sound. Heart itching, can't sleep at all. In the day, the caregiver fiddles with her posture intentionally or unintentionally. The old man's heart is on fire. Every time he can't help but cater to the caregiver is playing hard to get away. This almost gives the old man a heart attack. The old man decides to force hands directly, hugging the caregiver. This really scares the caregiver, pushing him away quickly. The old man realizes that he has gone crazy. Obviously, my time is running out. But I become an old cow eating tender grass, delusionally think about sweet love, feel more and more like a beast. He decides to end it all. After sending the caregiver away, holding his own wedding photo, he is going to end his life. The caregiver feels something wrong, desperately rushing home. Just sees the old man is ending his life. The caregiver pulls him back. He hasn't transferred assets to her yet. How can he die now? She quickly calms down the old man, watching the caregiver care so much. The old man is motivated to survive, falling in love. The next day, the old man cleans himself up, makes a table of favorite dishes for the caregiver, like an idiom. To capture woman's heart, first grabs stomach. Since falling in love, the old man is getting more and more energetic, like a teenager, showing off alcohol before the caregiver. Just 1 cup. The old man thinks he can do it again, hugging the caregiver directly, still trying to show off manhood. As a result, he is pushed to the ground by the caregiver. Again defeated. The caregiver is not holding back. She is teasing the old man's heart, but not let him touch her. This makes the old man confused. But why is the old man so energetic? This is because of the work of the caregiver. She dries a bunch of aphrodisiac herbs in the yard, then makes a soup every day for the old man. There are also various blood supplements. This does make the old man a bear. And the status of the two has changed unknowingly. The old man actually bows his head to apologize, and the caregiver woman acts as if nothing happened, takes good care of the old man. She even deliberately takes off her coat, shows a beautiful figure, dangling in front of the old man. The old man looks directly, can't move eyes off the caregiver. He can no longer suppress his inner desire, knocks on the caregiver's door. Due to excitement, the disease flares up again. The caregiver quickly drags him back to the room, lays him on her lap, gives him medicine. After the old man feels better, he thinks to do it again, wants to continue attacking. The caregiver asks him to calm down in the bathtub, while she takes a shower by herself. The old man is very depressed. He really can't figure it out. Why does this caregiver always play hard? From time to time, intentionally or unintentionally, set a fire. Tease his heart. Every time he wants to cater, she rejects him very decisively. By using his medical condition, what he can't get is always teasing him. How could the old man give up? He prepares a large diamond ring, planning to propose to the caregiver, although he doesn't have much time left. But he still wants to charge for love once, quietly putting the big diamond ring on the caregiver's finger, making a wonderful meal. To prove he is in great shape, he puts big chunks of meat into mouth before taking 2 bites. He rushes to the toilet and vomits nonstop. Of course, the caregiver knows the old man's thought, but doesn't take it seriously. The old man is really in a hurry this time. As long as the caregiver is willing to marry him, he will give her all his property. Seeing the old man love her so much, the caregiver confirms the time is mature, asks the old man, "Do you really not remember me?" The old man freezes, takes a closer look. His dusty memories become clearer. The caregiver turns out to be her son's girlfriend, but he didn't allow their relationship. He hired a bunch of gangsters to bully the caregiver. The woman was bullied by the thugs on the table, while her boyfriend was being held down. Watching his woman get hurt, except for shouting, there was nothing he can do. After a while, the gangsters were done, took out 50 cents and threw in the woman's face. They demeaned her. This was all arranged by the boyfriend's father, just to get his son to leave the woman. But he underestimated his son's love. What his son hated was not a girlfriend who has lost her purity, but himself who failed to protect his girlfriend. He ran to the road, was hit by a car, and died. The woman hates his father, becomes his caregiver, purposely tortures his body and mind every day, lets him fall in love with her, waits until he loves her so much that he can't extricate herself, tells him the truth. After the old man learns everything, guilt and remorse overwhelm him. There is no hope of living. He changes into a suit, intends to leave with dignity, and now the caregiver is no longer stopping him like before. Not only a successful revenge, she also inherits all the old man's property. Then a reporter finds her. He specializes in writing the truth about bizarre deaths. Has always suspected the death of the old man is not as simple as it seems after the caregiver learns of his visit. Not only is she not afraid of being exposed, she makes a wonderful meal and serves him a glass of homemade medicinal wine. At night, the caregiver is crying in the bathroom. The reporter hears the sound, see her pitiful appearance, can't help but ask her why she is crying. In fact, the caregiver used to be an escort, met the old man's son, from falling in love to dreaming of marriage. But the old man despises her profession so much, disagreed with them being together, and his son was absolutely devoted to her. So the old man decided to chase after her, let his son see with his own eyes that she gets hurt. It caused his son to commit suicide. For revenge, she becomes the old man's caregiver. However, the reporter's eyes are full of a white rabbit needing warmth by the influence of alcohol. Investigating the truth is forgotten by him. He sleeps with the caregiver. Afterward, the reporter abandons a sense of responsibility, decides to stop the investigation. But when he comes to visit again, accidentally discovers the medicinal materials in the sun in the yard. He goes to an expert, asks about the efficacy of the medicine, just finds out that this is a macho drug. It turns out to be the revenge of the caregiver, making the old man constantly desire, but nowhere vent, step into the trap, ultimately commits suicide. But he also drinks the wine himself. Can't resist the temptation. Now it is being pinched by the caregiver. How can he reveal the truth? However, the caregiver who takes revenge is unhappy, with no purpose to live, decides to end her life, maybe the old man's soul, or maybe the caregiver's spiritual redemption prevents her suicide. This also makes the caregiver understand the meaning of life. The film is also sublimated here. Desire brings mistakes. Mistakes breeds greed. As the old man said when first assaulted the caregiver, and that's what the movie shows, the dark side of human nature. People are always dissatisfied as the old man is, not satisfied with what he already has. He hurts the caregiver again and again. That's why he got himself killed. After the caregiver tells him the truth, he is surprised and regrets, without knowing the caregiver before. He did hurt her badly, and this damage is irreparable. His own son's life will never come back. What's even worse is, he actually falls in love with this very girl he spit on. So greed begets evil. The greed for more often makes a person lose true nature. However, the caregiver hates the old man so much, doesn't want him to die of cancer. She orchestrates a trap, lets him die with shame and regret. Shame as he loves the woman who loves his son. Regret as he is reminded of his own paranoia, which killed his son. It was easy for the man to destroy the woman. He destroyed herself and her love. The old man has killed the caregiver to some extent, but very complicated for the reverse, making sure he dies painfully. And the caregiver kills the old man completely, be it physically or spiritually. But luckily, the old man finally wakes up, realizes how to love someone,